How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Bayern Munich career mode for FIFA 17. This will be the second series that I will be uploading alongside my West Ham United career mode, which I did upload earlier on today. If we can try and get over 200 likes for this first episode of this career mode, that would be greatly appreciated. The last time I did a Bundesliga career mode on this channel, it went down really well, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. For those that have been here long enough, you've already known that I've done a Borussia Dortmund career mode already, and by doing Bayern Munich, we're going to try and be a real force in German football, and I think we can do that with this team. It's probably important before we get into it though to take a little look at the board expectations for Bayern Munich. The board seem to have high expectations really on what I need to be doing at this club. With domestic success, continental success and brand exposure all critical, that basically means I need to be doing well in competitions in Germany and also in Europe as well. For financial and youth development, it's pretty low priority for the Bayern Munich board, but I do want to try and incorporate a few youth players in this series. With a budget of £80 million as well, we'll have a really healthy kitty to spend if we need to sign any players in particular. And of course, before we do get into the career mode itself, we need to make sure that we are in the Champions League for this season. And looking at the seeded teams for our Champions League group stage, I think we've gotten pretty lucky compared to some of the other groups. Group D and Group E, for example, look like groups of death, to be honest. They're really tough. Whereas in our group, the only big team that we really have to worry about is Atletico Madrid. PSV and Club Brugge, we really should be pushing them over. As with every career mode series I do on this channel, we will be having match difficulty on Legendary from the get-go. And now we are into the career mode itself. We do have 3 pre-season tournament invites. I think it only really makes sense to go with the one that's the most prize money, so we will be picking the American Challenge Cup. And we are finally in this career mode, and I'm really excited to get this going with Bayern Munich. And I think the most important thing now that we are in the career mode itself is to take a little look at some of the playing positions and where we do need to strengthen. Currently in the squad, we have 3 really good goalkeepers. Manuel Neuer obviously being our first choice. He looks like an absolutely quality goalkeeper this year, and I think he will be a very good player for us in net. The backup goalkeeping position is maybe something we need to evaluate because Sven Ulreich and Tom Stark, they may not be good enough. I'd rather get someone who's close to an 80 rated or maybe even higher than that for backup. Looking at the right back position, I think that's the main position really in the team that we do need to strengthen. Philipp Lahm will be our first choice this season and probably next season as well, but I think we need to think to the future. I may look at selling Rafinha and in his place sign a better potential right back for the future so that he can eventually replace Philipp Lahm. I don't really think the centre back position is something we need to worry about too much. We've got Jerome Boateng and Mats Hummels as our first choice. And then for backup, we've got Holger Badstuber, who, he's had some injury problems, hasn't he? He's been pretty unlucky. If I'm going to be selling a centre back that we have at the club out of Holger Badstuber and Javi Martinez, it probably would be the former. We also have Mehdi Benatia on loan at Juventus, so he can come back next season and be good backup. I'm not really too worried about the left back position as well because it seems like we're okay for the moment, and we've also got good backup for the future as well. David Alaba at the age of 24 is already the best left back in the game, and we also have Juan Bernat, who is a very capable replacement, a young player that has good potential as well. The CDM position is potentially somewhere where we do need to strengthen, with Xabi Alonso getting on a little bit. Having said that though, we do have a lot of central midfielders that we could be using in that position, such as Vidal. So I'm not really too sure actually if we need to replace Xabi Alonso because Vidal is more than capable of playing as a CDM. We then have Thiago, who is definitely going to be in my future plans. He looks like a really good player this year, and with the 5-star skills as well, he's going to be a really fun player to play with. And we've got really good players for the future in the midfield position as well, with Renato Sanchez and also Kimmich. I reckon in a couple of seasons time, both of those players will be pushing for a first team spot. Again, looking at the left mid position, similar to the central midfield position, we could get in another left midfielder, but even at 33, Ribery certainly has something still to offer. And of course, when he doesn't have something to offer anymore and he does start to decline, we've got Douglas Costa in his position, who is really looking good this year. And he is another player in this team with the 5-star skill moves, and this team is looking very skillful this year. If we are going to be playing a formation with a central attacking midfielder, that's probably the main area that we do need to strengthen. Obviously, after Goetze left for Dortmund, we do need to strengthen in that position because it hasn't been addressed yet. But it's all really dependent on what formation I do decide to go with, because if I want to place who up front, I think we do need to sign another striker. Even if we play a 1-striker formation, I still think we need to bring in a backup for Lewandowski just to reduce the burden on his shoulders. And of course, another shining prospect for the future is Kingsley Coman, who probably will end up replacing Ribery once he's starts to decline. It really will be a selection dilemma because having Kingsley Coman in my side as well as Douglas Costa and Ribery, that may make it difficult when it comes to selecting the lineup for games because they're all quality in their own way. And I've been told by the board that I need to earn at least 200 million euros from sales from player shirts. I think that's doable, but I don't know because this is a new feature, so I don't really know how it works. I know I've already gone over it, but here's a little recap as to the players that I do want to sell / loan out. I can justify why I want to sell Stark and Rafinha, but with Badstuber, it's a bit of a 50-50. If I get an offer for him that's good enough, I will sell him, but otherwise he can stay at the club. And I'm looking to also loan out a few youngsters as well for a year or 2 years. So I've just gone ahead and added a few players to the shortlist that we could potentially sign. We've got some interesting selections really, one of them being Timo Horn in goal. I feel like he would be the perfect backup goalkeeper for Neuer, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below. We've got a few options for right back as well for backup to Lahm and potentially replacing him in the future. We've got Florenzi here, who is a really well-rounded right back. He's quite similar to Alaba in some senses, and that's in the fact that he can also play centrally as well. He looks like a very good player, and I would probably like to sign him out of all the players on this shortlist. We then have a couple of younger options as well, Hector Bellerin being one of them. He always seems like a solid talent on career mode, and again, if we went for him, I think he would be a good backup. The same goes for Hysaj, just 1 year older than Bellerin, but also a very good potential on him. And I've also gone ahead and added Serge Aurier, the highest potential right back in the game, to my shortlist. Once again, he's pretty well rounded in most of his stats, and I think he would be a good signing, but it's whether you guys think we should go in for a certain player or not. I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments below. For the right mid position, this one is a little bit iffy because I don't necessarily think we need a right midfielder, but I've addressed the position anyway. If we wanted to make a marquee signing, we could go ahead and do that with Bale, but it's really up to you guys in the comments below. I think the one position that I'm certain that we do need to sign for is a central attacking midfielder, and I think for the central attacking midfield position, that's really the nailed on position that we need to sign for. Julian Draxler would be perfect for the first team right now, and he's got good potential for the future. We also have Max Meyer, who is also very good, but he's more of a player for the future. And we also have a bit of an interesting one as well, similar to Gareth Bale, a little bit unrealistic, but if you want me to go for high profile signings, I'm more than happy to go for De Bruyne. I think if we did go for him, he would potentially be out of our price range, so I'm just going to go ahead and make an offer for Julian Draxler. He is going to be an expensive player because he recently signed a new contract, and he is a crucial first team player for Wolfsburg as well. I'm going to go ahead and offer 38 million straight up to begin with and see what they do say about this one. But we are now going into the first game of this series, and it will be in the pre-season tournament against Seattle Sounders. If I'm a little bit rusty in this first game, then I do apologise. Don't blame me. I've barely played this game at all, so it may take me a while to get used to this team. But regardless, this will be the team that we're going with for our first game. It's a pretty strong lineup, although I've given a few youth players a chance here and there with Coman starting alongside Renato Sanchez. Aside from that, it's pretty much a fully strengthened lineup going into this game, and we'll have to wait and see how we do in our first game as Bayern Munich manager. We've got some good football starting things off here, and we're already through on goal here, and it's going to be, who is that? Renato Sanchez already scoring, and after 3 minutes, literally our first chance on goal ends in a goal. I completely didn't expect that. That was way too easy to get through the defence, and Renato Sanchez already proving why he's such a talent in this game. And it's the Portuguese superstar that gets the first goal of the game, and hopefully that's the first of many to come. And once again, it's Renato Sanchez through on goal, and can we score again? We almost make it 2-0 there, and this is just way too easy. I don't know why we're getting through so easily. And play this one off for Coman. We'll just cut inside now. We'll just keep running. We're really doing well, and we're going to have a shot as well, and we've hit the post. How unlucky is that? We almost scored the second goal of the game. It's Thiago pushing forward now. Do a nice little fake shot inside and play it again. Up here to Thomas Müller. Running past the defender, and he's really not being challenged there, and that could have been a penalty. That was very close to being a poor challenge. And we'll play it forward once again. And here we go now with Kingsley Coman again, creating some trouble. We'll play it back in here. Maybe a long shot is on, and it's a good effort and a great save by the keeper. It's a good cross into the middle, and a really good header, and a great save again by the keeper. And we really should be at least 2-0 up in this game by now. So it's so far so good in this game. We've done really well so far to create a lot of chances, but we should have probably finished a few more than we did. Having said that though, we have dominated possession, and we've created some really good clear-cut chances, and hopefully in the second half, we can just seal off the victory in this one. We've got a really good opportunity here, playing this one forward. Can we get there? Yes, we can. Here goes Coman. We'll try and play this one inside. It's a really good ball. And it's going to fall here for Vidal with the shot. And a great save by the keeper again. And once again, we'll try our new corner tactic. Just trying to play it just to the near post maybe. See if that works. And we'll get it into the middle. And it's a really good corner off the crossbar. And we bundle it across the line in the end. It's not offside. And we do end up scoring the second goal. And that's certainly GG. Game over for Seattle Sounders. They're not going to get back into things. And it is Hummels who ends up bundling it across the line. Getting us that second goal. And just giving us a nice 2-goal cushion. So that we know if we concede, it's not really going to mean too much. It's now here to David Alaba on this left side. Done the defender there very nicely and gets the cross in as well. And it's a good header. And Lewandowski almost scores the third goal of the game there to wrap up the victory. And there we have it. We end up winning our first game with Bayern Munich in the pre-season tournament 2-0. And I have to say I'm very impressed with the way that we played in this game. It was a dominant 2-0 win. We deserved the win. We deserved to come away with the victory. And you can see that right there from the stats. Dominant from the get-go. 9 shots and 6 on target. And we probably should have scored more than 2 goals in hindsight. And after that pre-season tournament win, we do have a transfer offer accepted for Julian Draxler. He does want quite a lot of wages per week. It's almost double what he's on at the moment. But I'll give him a 4-year contract, no squad role, and see if he does accept this one. And we also have a transfer offer for Rafinha from Werder Bremen. They've offered 4.8 million, but I'd rather get close to his valuation. So I'm going to go ahead and counter offer 6 million euros, and hopefully they accept this one. Now this is a really interesting transfer offer from Milan for Sven Ulreich. They've offered 7 million euros, which is 1.5 million over his valuation. I'm going to stall it for the time being because I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments down below if you think we should sell him for that price. And this will be where I end off the first episode of my Bayern Munich career mode series, and hopefully you have enjoyed. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave a like on the video, and if we can try and get over 200 likes for the first episode, that would be greatly appreciated. We currently have 2 negotiations ongoing, one to sell a player and one to bring a player in. I'm looking to sell Sven Ulreich, but I'm not really too sure if I should sell him, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments below. And the same goes for the transfer for Draxler as well. Do you think we should sign him, or do you think we should go for a different target instead? If you think we should be signing any other players in particular, then do let me know in the comments down below, as I will be interested to hear your guys' feedback. But apart from that guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.